My name is Technical Sergeant Benjamin Jacob Higginbotham. I go by Jake. I came from the 606 Air Control Squadron in Spangdahlem, Germany. I have currently been assigned to JCU for 7 years now. JCU has been the most demanding yet rewarding assignment I have ever had, and I'm often asked what the best thing is about JCU. And even though we get to go a lot of places and do a lot of things that you would never ordinarily do, I would say hands down it is the people. As a matter of fact, if you ask anybody here, they will tell you the people is what makes JCU, and it is definitely the best asset that we have.
When Special Operations Forces have a unique communications requirement, they rely on the Joint Communications Unit, JCU, to provide the solution. Born out of the ashes of the ill-fated Desert One rescue attempt and activated in December of 1980, the men and women of JCU stand poised to respond to any and all special operations communications needs that our nation's leaders require of them. JCU's directive from Joint Chief of Staff is to develop, evaluate, validate, and employ cutting-edge communications assets that conform to any given mission scenario as a condition of their charter.
You will be afforded opportunities in this unit that you'll never be afforded anywhere else within your military career. And I think if you're up to the challenge to come to JCU, the best thing about the challenge of JCU is that you will find out who you are and what you really can do as far as your opportunity in the military.
Acting in response to the JCS directive, the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines of the JCU are required to maintain a level of proficiency that is unmatched by any other communicators within the Department of Defense. They must be able to install, operate, and maintain any and all communications gear, ranging from the most basic component to the most complex multifunctional communications node. That is why the men and women of JCU are known as DoD's finest communicators. In keeping with this motto, JCU's communicators are trained in all facets of military communications, from single-channel operations and low-visibility networks up to the most complex military and civilian commercial off-the-shelf communications equipment.
Since I got here, I've had the opportunity to work among all branches of service. We can do things with equipment with one or two people that it would take, 30 or 40 people to do, where in like a normal fleet or the Marine Corps we'd have a whole bunch of guys working to do the same mission. You got one guy in JCU who is well versed in all those aspects. He's the radio operator, he's the computer tech, he's the networking guy, and he's the maintenance guy, and it's all wrapped up into one.
JCU's training and operational tempos are fast-paced and unceasing, and its service members must be equal to the task. On any given day, our communicators may find themselves in some of the harshest environments around the world and in the most austere locations, with the same expectations as a fixed communications node, 100% reliable and redundant communications support. Anything less is unacceptable. With these expectations in mind, JCU only selects the highest caliber communicators the services have to offer.
My name is ETC Waldron. I've been in the Navy for 18 years. I spent over 8 years on board U.S. Navy ships, USS Tarawa, USS Bataan. I did 4 years instructor duty, and then 5 years ago I joined JCU, went through the selection process, and ultimately became a hire for JCU. And I'd have to say the number one thing that I love about JCU, and there are so many, is the caliber of personnel. I've talked to several people about joining a unit. When I tell them how great the personnel are and how squared away they are, and that there's a selection process, they get nervous. And one of the things of my time being there and sitting many of the boards myself, our selection process has a way of, there's certain people that say, well, I got a few little marks on my record or whatever. And our selection process, it lets us bring out what potential was inside them. And if there's potential and we know that we can see there's some sort of growth there and we can nurture that, then that person will get selected.
Once selected, all communicators attend an arduous training program before being assigned to the communications team. All JCU communicators are cross-trained in all communications disciplines, which include but are not limited to the following: multi-channel RF systems, single-channel SATCOM systems, IP and ATM baseband systems, LAN/WAN technologies, VoIP, and computer network security, just to name a few. In addition to technical training, a JCU operator may receive advanced tactical training as well, such as static line parachuting, military freefall parachuting, SEER, and personnel security training.
The camaraderie that I've been witness to in the past 5 years far surpasses anything that I've done in my past 18, in all the 18 years that I've been in the Navy. And that caliber personnel and the ability to lean on anybody that you need from that group of people, and they'll do anything for you, you just can't beat that. The other thing that I think is right up there with that as far as JCU goes, and the great things about it, is how well they take care of their families. Because if you have a guy that's downrange and he's trying to fight the war, do his mission, and he's worried about his family, he's not going to do his job. He's going to get himself hurt, or he's going to get somebody else hurt. So our chain of command realizes that, and we take care of that person's family. We have so many different support groups and things for the wives or spouses in general to do along with their children, so that soldier downrange does not have to worry about his family, and he can do his job.
Once assigned to a team, the training is not complete. JCU communicators must maintain their proficiency on a multitude of DoD and commercial off-the-shelf communications equipment. This is accomplished through realistic environmental training in urban, desert, jungle, onboard ships and aircraft, as well as vendor-provided training to guarantee continued mission success.
There's no doubt you have to be ready for a challenge to come here. You really do. I mean, you have to be willing to sacrifice time, effort to come and be a part of JCU. DoD's finest is not just a saying. It's what we live, eat, and breathe here. It really is. I mean, to be a part of this unit, you have to give it your heart and soul, but it pays back tenfold. It really does. So if you're looking to come to JCU, you need to be prepared to go out for a challenge. You need to be prepared for a challenge. If you're looking for a place that's like every other unit, this is not that place. It's not.
On any mission, at any location, in any environment, the men and women of JCU are always ready to adapt to the ever-changing communications environment to accomplish the mission. JCU, DoD's finest communicators.